You ever have one of those days where everything's on schedule until a Karen decides to rewrite fate? Well, that was me 7:30 a.m., rumbling down Cedar Ridge Drive in my delivery truck, carrying something far more important than your average package. What she didn't know was that the cargo in my truck was bound directly for the governor's mansion on his personal request. The morning sun was sharp, painting everything gold. I'd just turned the corner when I saw her. A blonde bob haircut, arms folded, standing like a self-appointed traffic officer in front of her driveway. Her SUV, a shiny white Lexus, was parked diagonally across the narrow lane, blocking the entire road. At first, I thought she was just getting something from the trunk. Nope, she looked right at me and did not move. Instead, she waved her hand like I was a kid riding his bike on her lawn. I honked, once polite, twice firm. Third time, she marched toward me like a storm in heels. "Excuse me," she barked, eyes squinting behind oversized sunglasses. "This is a private street. You can't just drive through here without permission." I took a deep breath. "Ma'am, I'm just making a delivery. Urgent one." She scoffed. "Urgent? To who? You people are always lying. This isn't your neighborhood. Turn around before I call security." At that moment, I had two choices: argue with her or keep my cool. I chose the latter, but when she pulled out her phone and started recording me like I was the problem, something snapped. I leaned out the window. "Look, lady, this delivery's for the governor's office. You're literally blocking the state truck." She laughed. Actually laughed. "The governor? Oh, please. Next, you'll tell me you're delivering for the president." That's when I noticed something. Her car had a local HOA sticker. She wasn't just any Karen. She was the HOA president. I checked my watch. 20 minutes till deadline. I radioed dispatch. Got a situation at Cedar Ridge. Some HOA ladies blocking the route. Karen stepped closer, filming every second. "Go ahead," she sneered. "Let's see who gets in trouble first." If only she knew the call I was about to make, one that would flip her. World upside down. Karen stood there, phone still pointed at me like a weapon, her lips curling into that smug half-smile people wear when they think they're winning. I could feel the heat rising, not just from the engine, but from the situation spiraling fast. I had exactly 15 minutes to make that delivery. The governor's assistant had made it clear. Do not be late. He's waiting personally. I pulled my phone out and hit speed dial. The name on the screen glowed. Governor's office, direct. Karen raised an eyebrow, still recording. "Oh, this is cute," she said mockingly. "You're calling your imaginary boss?" "Something like that," I said, pressing call. It rang once, twice. Then a calm voice answered, "Governor's office, this is Avery." "Hey, Avery, it's Mark from Logistics. I'm stuck at Cedar Ridge Drive, blocked by a resident. She won't let me through. Delivery's time-sensitive." Karen's smirk started to falter. Avery's voice on speaker was sharp, professional. "Blocked? You mean someone's stopping a government delivery?" "Yes, ma'am." "Hold position," Avery said. "I'll notify the governor's security detail immediately." Karen blinked. "Governor's security? You're kidding, right?" But then, as if scripted by fate, my radio crackled. "Unit 7, this is Mansion Security. Sit tight. We're dispatching an escort vehicle now." Her face drained of color. "You've got to be exaggerating," she whispered. "There's no way." Before she could finish, two black SUVs rolled into view from the other end of the street. Windows tinted, engines humming low. They stopped right behind me. One of the men stepped out, earpiece glinting in the sun. "Are you Mark from Governor's Logistics?" "Yes, sir." He nodded once, then turned toward Karen. "Ma'am, is there a reason you're obstructing a state vehicle?" Karen froze, clutching her phone like a lifeline. I didn't know. I thought, this is private property." "Actually, ma'am," the guard said coolly, "this road's maintained by the county, and that truck carries official materials. You're interfering with state business." She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. The guard gestured to me. "Proceed, sir. We'll clear the way." As I drove past, Karen stood stiff as a statue, still recording, but this time her hand was trembling. I rolled down the window, offered a polite smile, and said, "Told you it was urgent." She didn't respond, just lowered her phone slowly, realizing her video had just caught herself on the wrong side of power. But the story wasn't over yet, because the governor had seen everything. The security escort led me through Cedar Ridge's exit gates like I was driving royalty. Karen was left standing there, her perfect suburban world spinning off its axis. I couldn't help but glance in the mirror. She was pacing in circles, on her phone, probably trying to report someone to someone higher. But this time, there was no higher. The SUVs flanked me all the way to the governor's mansion, nestled beyond the city in the hills. As soon as I parked, the assistant, Avery, came jogging out, clipboard in hand, face tense. "Mark, we were starting to think something happened," she said. "What was the delay?" I hesitated, still half in disbelief. A homeowner blocked the road. Said I couldn't enter her neighborhood. Avery's brows arched. "Cedar Ridge? Oh no. That place is infamous. Choa Drama Central." I chuckled dryly. "You can say that again." She led me toward the mansion's loading area. The governor himself stood there in rolled-up sleeves talking to his staff. When he saw me, he waved me over like we were old friends. "Mark, right on time," he said, checking his watch. "I hear there was a bit of a situation." "Yes, sir," I replied. "One of the residents blocked my route. I tried to explain, but, well, you know how some folks are." He nodded, amused. "Oh, I know. Believe me, I've met her type." Then he grinned and said something I didn't expect. "I think I know exactly who you're talking about. Karen Hollis, right?" I blinked. Yes, sir. That's her name." The governor laughed, genuinely entertained. "She's been emailing my office every week about noise ordinances. And unmarked trucks. Guess you finally gave her something real to complain about." Avery smirked beside him. "Should I add this to her file, sir?" He waved his hand. No. Let's handle this differently." Turning back to me, the governor said, "Mark, you've done your job perfectly. In fact, I have a little favor to ask." I raised an eyebrow. "A favor?" He nodded. "Tomorrow, I'm hosting a community breakfast for local HOA presidents, including Ms. Hollis. I want you to deliver the catering, personally." I almost laughed out loud. "Sir, are you serious?" "Absolutely," he said. "And this time, make sure she knows who you're delivering for." "Consider it poetic justice." I grinned. "Yes, sir." Message received. As I left, I couldn't help but think, this wasn't over. Not yet. Tomorrow, the tables were going to turn. Right at her own breakfast. The next morning, I woke before sunrise, a grin already forming as I loaded the catering truck. Governor-approved trays of pancakes, fruit platters, and coffee dispensers filled the back. My official permit, signed by the governor himself, hung proudly on the dashboard. Today wasn't just another delivery. It was payback, professionally served. By 8 a.m., I was back at Cedar Ridge Drive. Same street, same trimmed hedges, same white Lexus parked diagonally near the curb. Like déjà vu. And there she was again. Karen Hollis, in a floral blazer this time, barking orders at 2 volunteers setting up folding tables. She spotted my truck and froze, recognition flashing across her face. Then that familiar scowl returned. "Oh no, not you again," she said, marching toward me. "Didn't I tell you yesterday this is private property? I already—" Before she could finish, a sleek black car pulled up behind me. Out stepped none other than Governor Harrison himself, sunglasses on, smiling casually. Karen's jaw dropped. "Governor, Harrison? What are you doing here?" He chuckled. "Good morning. Ms. Hollis, I believe you're hosting the HOA President's Breakfast." She nodded, speechless. "Well," he said, gesturing toward me, "this fine gentleman here is delivering the food. The same driver you refused entry to yesterday." Her face went pale as marble. "Wait, you mean—" "Yes," he said, amused. "The one you threatened to call security on." The small crowd of HOA members who'd gathered began whispering, trying not to laugh. Karen's lips trembled. "Governor, I didn't know—" He raised a hand gently. That's exactly the problem, Ms. Hollis. You didn't ask. You assumed. And in this state, we value respect and cooperation, even for delivery workers. She swallowed hard, glancing between us. Of course, sir. My deepest apologies. I parked the truck and began unloading trays, every movement slow and deliberate. The governor gave me a wink. Mark, make sure Ms. Hollis gets the first plate. She's earned it. Karen forced a smile so stiff it could have cracked glass. Thank you. By the time the event ended, the governor shook my hand. Excellent job again, Mark. You handled that with class. Just doing my job, sir, I said, smiling. As I drove away, I caught one last glimpse of Karen, silently cleaning up, her authority deflated. The same woman who had stood in my way was now serving coffee to the people she once ordered around. Funny thing about life, it has a way of humbling even the loudest voices. And that's how Karen learned the hard way. Never block a truck, especially one driving straight from the governor. Enjoying this wild HOA drama from Karen Diaries? Hit that subscribe button to catch more real lifestyle stories where Karens meet their match. If this one made you laugh or shake your head, drop a like and tell me in the comments, what would you have done if Karen blocked your truck?